My name is Beth, and this is free.
Quite like this, you carry so much on you. A legacy left for me. Baby, I'ma walk up on it. 'Cause I know what I gotta do. I've been through some things, been through the storm and rain. And I know I just gotta release. Can't stand it. You're running around, you know better. See, I can't stand you. Put me down, 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 down. 24/7, 365. Stay on my mind all the time, and I'm always wondering what if or what we could be. I smile at all the possibilities. Maybe I wasn't enough, it wasn't perfect. Making dinner, running baths like I was serving. Rubbed your back and loved you down and at your service. And you give this up, nigga, what the fuck?
You are now tuned into Urban Voice Media.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Roundtable Session. Yours truly, LB. This evening, I'm joined in conversation with a 4 times R&B Grammy considered indie artist and record label owner of Anise Records. They have toured nationally and internationally with R&B greats such as Anita Baker, the OJs, Kim, and Najee. Was the body double for R&B legend Whitney Houston in the film Sparkle. Was a finalist during season 16 with Kelly Clarkson and John Legend on NBC's The Voice. Was featured vocalist on ABC's season 22 of Dancing with the Stars. Has opened shows for Kim, Peebo Bryson, Keith Washington, Shantae Moore, Genuine, Boney James, Lonnie Liston Smith, Roy Ayers, and recently opened for Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. She has shared stages with Dionne Warwick, Martha Reeves, Milba Moore, Boys to Men, and more. Has appeared in 4 featured films, numerous stage plays, and commercials for both TV and radio. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to the versatile singer, songwriter, producer, and actress hailing from Detroit, Michigan. Everyone, please give it up for Beth. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Beth, I almost had to take a drink of water between all this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You have been busy.
Yeah, I have. And I've been having a great time the whole time. So, yeah.
You sound like you may be a cousin or some sort of relative to James Brown, one of the hardest working persons. You know, he claimed he was the hardest working man in show business. Hey, you right next to him with all this going on.
I've been truly blessed. And when you have a dream and then you're able to kind of live that dream and do some of the things that you had on your list that you wanted to do, it's been such a blessing.
That's awesome. Well, I read it said that you toured nationally and internationally. Where are some of the places internationally have you been to?
I would say two of my favorite, I would have to say, is probably Africa and London. I like those 2 countries. You know, when you go away from home and you're able to perform with an artist and hear the crowd sing their songs and show the love from another country, it's a great feeling. So I think those are my 2 favorite places. Yeah.
Do you find when you were international, did you find that the crowds were singing the songs verbatim, word for word, along with you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Every word.
Oh yeah. How did that make you feel?
It just shows the power of music and how music travels, across miles and thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. And good music is good music. And it doesn't matter what country you're listening to it in. So, yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning. How old were you when you first started to sing yourself?
I think I was a little girl. I mean, probably 5 or 6, singing to the radio. I think that's what started it for me, and listening to Aretha Franklin, and I think listening to Gladys Knight, you know, as a little kid, and then growing up and then listening to Whitney Houston. Those are the singers I think that inspired me to want to pursue music. So starting early like that, and I think just getting in the choir at church and kind of getting comfortable with music and how music moves and how music works, and just growing a love for it. And then my father was a musician, so he played the piano every day in our house. So I always had music around me. But yeah.
Your father being Johnny Griffith, he played with the Funk Brothers there in Michigan. Was it did he carry you around the Motown scene when he was doing things like into the studios and stuff?
So no, when he did his recording and things as a Funk Brother, I wasn't born yet.
Oh, okay.
So by the time I was born, Motown had moved to California. And so artists that my father played with after Motown, I got a chance to see. A few of them, like one of my favorites was like the Pointer Sisters, like getting to see them. So there were some people that I got to see, but in terms of like actually being in the heyday of Motown, no, I missed all of that stuff. Yeah.
Did you pick up any of the instrument? You know, you said your father played in the house. Did you pick up an instrument behind him?
I did. So he taught me how to play the piano. He taught me how to read music. And then when I got in school, I played clarinet and tenor saxophone. So yeah, just to naturally gravitate to music. Yeah. I naturally did it, but then the true test comes when you start to learn the music, and do you want the discipline of learning it, or do you just want to sing to the radio? So, you know, I took the lessons for many, many years, and it does help me now with my singing, but I didn't pursue it like I probably should have, because I wanted to sing to the radio. So, you know.
Your first, I read where it said you was a receptionist at Harmony Park Studio.
Yes.
How did you come about with that? Was that your way of saying, hey, this is how I want to get into the music industry?
So it started with me doing I think it was a radio commercial. I started doing radio commercials with them out of that studio. And then from me doing the radio commercials, I started noticing the people that were coming into the studio. And so, yes, eventually I was like, if I'm a receptionist, I know I'll meet somebody. And I ended up connecting with Michael Powell from Chapter 8. And he is the person that actually introduced me to Anita Baker, which started my career traveling and touring and everything. So, yeah, so mission accomplished.
While you were there, you're at the receptionist desk, were you saying to yourself, I can sing better than that person, I can make that song better than that?
No, I really didn't, because a lot of times I didn't hear what was happening. I'm on the ground level at the reception area. The studio was like 2 or 3 flights up. So I couldn't hear. And it was so many people coming in that were incredible. So some people I hadn't heard, and then some people I knew that I wasn't singing better. Like Aretha Franklin will come in there. So like, no, I wasn't comparing myself to her. No.
How did you feel when she came through the door? Were you like in awe, or you like, oh my gosh?
So I was totally starstruck when I saw her, but I did know that my father had worked with her as well. So I was more excited, I think, to tell her that I was Johnny Griffith's daughter, as opposed to being like, I was starstruck at first, but then I was like, oh, I got to tell her about my dad. So when I started talking to her and explaining to her that I was his daughter, that was pretty cool, because she, you know, had kind words to say about my dad. And the interesting thing was, when I did actually meet her in the studio, Michael Powell was there that day. And he had already told me he was going to try to get me like a background singing job. And he took me to, actually Aretha Franklin was the first person he took me to, but she didn't hire me because she said I had not been on the road at all before. So she didn't want to be my first experience being on the road. So she actually turned me down. And I was so sad because I just knew, because she knew my dad, she was going to take me, but she said no. And the second person he took me to for background was Anita. And then she ended up taking me, and that kind of changed everything. Not kind of, it changed everything, because that's who I went out on the road with and established myself as a background singer.
Now, Michael Powell, was he one of the producers for Anita Baker on her first album?
Yeah, he started with the band Chapter 8, and that's where she started singing, and then she ended up going solo. And
Michael also convinced you to remake one of Anita's songs, I Just Want to Be Your Girl.
Yes. So actually that song Anita recorded, but Mike Powell wrote and produced it. And he wanted to really challenge me and see if I could pull it off. And I was terrified to do it. But when I was putting my first album out, you know, one of the reasons why I put my first album out was from the mentorship of Mike Powell. And he really kept convincing me that he felt I needed to be a solo artist. So that was a gift from him to put that song on my record. And I'm grateful for that.
How did Anita feel about it when she got the news you were going to do it?
I don't know. I have.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope that she's heard it, but I don't know for certain. I can't confirm. So I don't know.
So this is something recent that you've done?
That album came out in 2017.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So but I have not been in contact with her, so I have no idea, you know, whether she says yay or nay. So I don't know.
Right. Okay. And right now, you have done touring with her, but right now you're doing touring with Kim. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm doing dates with Kim. Yes, and I've been with him maybe 10 or 11 years. I've been working with him. After I stopped working with Anita, I transitioned over to start working with Kim. So I've been with him for a while. And then I also work with Genuine as well.
How did you and Kim connect?
Let me think. So with Kim, I had a friend who was friends with his former manager, and they told that friend that they were looking for some new singers. And so I guess that's how my name, you know, got entered into the pot. And I met with him and did an audition so he could hear me sing, and I've been with them ever since.
Kim, he's an awesome dude, man. I don't think Kim has made a record that, you know, does not or has not ever gotten any type of airplay. I think all of his music, all of these songs have been on the radio.
Oh yeah, they've been there. Yeah.
He's one phenomenal guy. And you and him, you said you were in Africa once. You're going back to Africa again the end of this month, right?
Yeah, I've been to Africa a couple of times, but we're going the end of May. We're leaving, and we have the show on May 30th. Yeah, May 29th and 30th, or the 30th and 31st. I can't remember what date, but we'll be heading there the end of May. And we have 2 shows in the Pretoria area. So I'm really excited about that. I love Africa. I love South Africa.
You're going to be big busy, because when you come back, you also have a June 13th date with Genuine in New York, correct?
Yes.
Oh, man.
So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to opening the show for him there.
What is it like opening up for Genuine?
Well, first of all, the energy is on 10. You know, his crowd, his audience is so excited to see him, and they are loyal, passionate fans. And I love to see the excitement on their faces when he comes out. And I have to thank them as well, because they show me much love. The shows that I've done with Genuine, his crowd is just, they're awesome. You know, they're ready for a show. They're excited, you know, and they're dressed up, and I absolutely love it. He's got hits, he's got classic songs, and it's really cool to hear the songs that you grew up listening to and hearing them perform live. So I think that's really dope.
You know, Beth, as I was doing a little research, looking you up and listening to some of your music, and I was looking at the videos, and I'm like, Beth can get crunk. She can get crunk. I mean, she got some balance. She got some beautiful balance. But Beth can get crunk.
Thank you.
And I mean, I was like, wow. I mean, you're very, very versatile. And does that come from your experience of being around the mass amount of artists in Detroit, or just being on the road and start picking things up?
I think I'm a melting pot. And so that would be yes to a couple of the things that you said. Being on the road, being around a lot of people, having a love for music and just listening to music, and picking out parts of it that I like, you know. And then also I sang in a corporate wedding band for many years. And when you sing in bands like that, you have to sing all genres of music. It may be a wedding where, you know, the bridal dance may be Barbra Streisand, but then the first dance may be Motown. And then we're closing out the night with Rihanna. And, you know, so those kind of jobs for singers, I think makes us well-rounded because we sing everything. I've sang every kind of genre of music, pretty much.
With you being, let me ask, how long have you been on the road doing shows? For how many years?
I think I first started going out on the road in 2007. Yeah, I think. So that was, you know, I've been out here for a minute, you know. I think that was when I first started going out, was 2007. I went out with Anita Baker at that time. Yeah.
How did you feel with going behind a songstress like her? How did you feel opening up for an act like Anita, knowing what she was going to bring behind you?
So with Anita, I didn't open for Anita. I was only her background singer.
Okay.
So that's how I got brought out with her. I was background singer with her for 5 years. And then with Kim, I came in as a background singer. There had all of 2024, pretty much, I opened for Kim. Like if he had shows where it was just him on the ticket, I would open his shows. With Genuine, I only opened for him. So I'm doing both. You know, I love doing background, and I love the harmony, and I love being a support to the main artist, as well as I love doing my own thing as well. And so I just try to balance the two and be able to do both things that I love.
Well, Beth, we have a song here. We want to show a video for the audience. One of the songs that you've written and did a video to is called Ooh.
Yep. Ooh, yeah.
Let's see. What is Ooh about?
So Ooh is about something or someone that makes you feel so good, that makes you so happy, that brings you so much joy that you really almost can't describe how you feel. Like when you're in a restaurant and they bring you your plate of food that you ordered and it looks amazing, you go, ooh, this looks good. Like, it's like, ooh, it's like a description of something, or you love that person. You say, ooh, I love them so much. So you don't have the words to describe them. You just say, ooh, and everybody knows that means it's good. It's really good.
Ladies and gentlemen, here goes Ooh.
All the possibilities. Sorry I ran. I had so much fear because I've been hurt before. Now that I've let down my guard, I wanna be here. 'Cause you make me say ooh, ooh, ooh. And I can't speak. You got me saying ooh, ooh, ooh. You got me saying ooh, 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 ooh. You made me say ooh, ooh, baby. You leave me wanting for nothing. I'm satisfied with the way that you love me. how you provide everything that I need. I can't take it. I'm so mad about all the time I've wasted. Sorry I ran so long. Sorry I ran so long. I had so much fear, 'cause I've been hurt before. Now that I'm down my guard, I wanna be here. I wanna be here. 'Cause you make me say ooh, ooh, ooh. And I can't speak. You got me saying ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm so weak. You got me saying ooh, 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 ooh. You made me say ooh, ooh, baby. I get so speechless whenever.
Now I'm gonna tell you, Beth,
Mm-hmm.
the interior decorator for that set, they on point. They are on point. With the lyrics and the arranging
Thank
of the
you.
song itself, did you do all that yourself?
So did I do the arranging of the music and everything? Is that what you're
Yes.
asking?
Yes.
Oh no. I sing first, then I write second. So like the arranging and everything, I leave that totally to my producers, and I have great ones. Marcus Divine, he and I both wrote that song. He did the arrangement, he did the production, and oversaw most of the album. So no, one day I want to produce something though, and I wish I could do something to sound like that, but no, not yet.
Awesome. It's a great song. It really is. I like the fact, where you really showed your versatility in hitting those high notes.
Thank you.
And that's something we're not getting a lot in music anymore, is the ladies and gentlemen, hitting those notes.
Yeah, that I come from an era where singers, they open their mouths, they pronounce the words, we can understand what they were saying, and they hit a lot of different notes. Now you get a lot of staying in one range, and so that's where we are right now.
But see, you get the bonuses from where you come from as well. And like you said,
Yeah.
what you had in the house. And I think that makes a big difference too. And the surrounding of all the people you've been around that has poured the blessings of showing you the ins and outs of the music business. If are you doing any type of mentorship with the younger artists now yourself, and showing them, how to do?
No, not right at this time. I normally come across a young person, or people for different ages for that matter, that ask me questions about what I do, how I do it. And I'm always open to answer questions. I'm always open to, advise as much as I can from, what I know, what I've been through. But at this time, not anybody in particular.
Mm-hmm. When you're, I mean, this is like a cliche question. When you're thinking of a song to write, and what inspires you mainly to, all right, this right here is a good topic for me to talk about.
Mm.
What happens in your life that gives you that title or the inspiration of the tune of that song?
Well, sometimes I'll get a topic and I'll jot down a couple lines that are referencing that topic. It may be something that I, hear in a conversation, something I hear on TV. But most of the time, there are situations in life. I think some of my friends have had situations that give me ideas to write about. And then a lot of times I hear music. A producer will give me the music, and the music will inspire my thoughts and a topic to write about. So it's a couple different ways I can get inspired to write.
When you sat down and wrote the song Free, what were you thinking about at that point in time?
That song was about two different subjects. One subject was about my mother and how she was dealing with some things that were keeping her in a bondage type situation. yeah, she had some things that were, bothering her. She was trying to work through them, right? So I wanted her to be free of that situation. So that was one situation that inspired the song. The second one was regarding me and me putting out my first album and feeling free enough to expose myself with my first project. So it was a combination of those two things. Both situations, the people, me and my mother, needed to be free from something. So that was the inspiration for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Free, and I hope by her explaining that to you, you can understand the video. Here's Free, y'all.
Just supposed to be happy. Ooh, I've been through some things, been through the storm and rain, and I know I just gotta release it. Ooh, time can heal a wound, time can heal the pain, but will I be whole again? I just wanna be free. Never gave up on me. Learned how to guard my heart, love and still think smart, cause hurt you can't foresee. Now I know I'll go on and be okay. All these memories, part of my history, I can't be stuck in yesterday. I wanna be free.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you.
When you hear your music, you just sitting back and you hear your music. I'm sure with you singing it, does it ever get tired of you? Do you ever get tired of listening to your own music? That's great. The reason why I say,
because it was something that was birthed from me. It's like my kid. So no.
the reason why I say that, because I noticed you. I was doing something on the screen over here, and I noticed you had your head down and you were just bobbing to the song yourself, as if it wasn't you singing. And I'm like, that right there tells you this is an artist right here who loves and enjoys music, and her own music inspires her.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really like that song though. Yeah, and every time I hear it, it takes me back to how I felt when I wrote it versus where I am now. And the freedom that I wrote about wanting to have is the freedom that I have now. So it really makes me happy to hear the song.
That's awesome. That is awesome. When a fan comes to see Beth, what are they prepared for? What should they be prepared for?
Well, first of all, I think the fans should be prepared for the authentic me, my authentic self. I love to be on stage. I love to sing and I love to entertain. So you're definitely going to see me smiling and looking like I want to be there. And you're definitely going to hear me pouring my heart out to the audience in song and giving you my best self. So that's one of my favorite things to do, is to perform for audiences.
I'm not for sure if I'm correct on this, Beth, or not, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Your album debut was September 30th, 2022?
Yeah, my second album, yes.
Okay, the second album. Awesome. And that was Get to Know Me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, it debuted on Amazon's R&B for #1, actually, and on iTunes #6, and it stayed there for 3 months.
I'm so excited and proud of that. I'm just, yes.
You should be. That's an accomplishment. Yeah. Not everybody can say that.
No, they cannot. And I am, just a shout out to my team. We really worked hard to promote the release of that project as much as we could. My manager, Courtney Benjamin, is brilliant in his thought process of how to market that. My producers and Marcus Divine and Kenny Flav and Cordell Walton. I have great producers on the album. PR, Ron, and everybody who works with me. I'm the sum of many parts. So I'm so excited for that accomplishment, and I'm excited for everybody who works with me, and worked with me to get me there, because I didn't do it by myself. And everybody who ordered the album, thank you to everybody.
And ladies, speaking of ordering an album, you can go to her webpage. I'm gonna throw the webpage on the screen. It is Beth Always Sings. BethalwaysSings.com, ladies and gentlemen. Please go there, and she has some phenomenal things there. And another thing we're going to talk before we wrap it up is your children's book. But before we get to the children's book, there was another song you wanted me to display to the audience, and it was, is it Let Me Be?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Here it is right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Let Me Be.
Carry so much on your shoulder. It's time to show you what a real love is. Forget the past, baby, let's move forward. I can give you what you're missing, push you toward your vision. I just wanna be a team, that's just who I am. Gotta show you what I mean. Won't you come with me? Come on and let's get away. Let me please you. Let's get away for the day. Don't you hesitate to say what you want to do.
Wow. Beth, good gracious. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go to her webpage and also look her up on all of the social media platforms to see the full-length videos. We prefer you to go there. That song right there shows to me, if I was a fan coming to your show, that right there shows me, look at the energy. Look at the energy Beth has. She's getting ready to drop it. And I can't wait till she do that song right there. Can't wait.
I love that
Beth,
song. Fun song to sing. It's fun.
I have to give you your kudos.
Thank
your
you.
wardrobe. I mean, you're like a full course dish. Everything is perfectly seasoned.
Oh,
I mean, from the even my wife, she was telling me, she was looking at some of your videos. She's like, look at her nails. You didn't have the no offense to the ladies that wear long nails that how do you eat with? Your nails are perfectly done. Your wardrobe's perfectly done. The video's perfect. Everything's perfectly done.
Thank you. I have to thank you, and I have to just give a shout out to my team. I have some brilliant people that I work with. Shout out again to my manager, Courtney Benjamin. Again, I mentioned Marcus Divine. He's my producer. He's also my videographer. He's also the A&R for the label, and he's also my MD. Like, he does everything. I mean, and we sit down and we brainstorm what to do, and then we implement, but we always plan. And I'm so grateful for the people that I work with. And then we have Ron, who, he handles everything PR for me, and I appreciate that. And that helps me meet wonderful people like you and be on a great show like this.
I also like to give a heavy shout out to Ron Leffert for reaching out to Urban Voice Media. He's been trying for a while to reach us, and for whatever reasons, those emails were not coming through. But he actually, it was weird the way he reached out to me when we connected. I was at a store shopping, and I got some type of Facebook video, and I don't do Facebook video. I'm like, what is this? It was a phone call. That's what it was. It wasn't video. It was a phone call. And then he presented who he was. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I went back and we tried to find where the emails were going. And we found out what the problem was. And Ron Leffert, you're the man, brother. Thank you for contacting us.
He's great. I appreciate him so very, very much. So yeah. But thank you for telling me I got all the seasoning.
Oh, you got it. Full course, ladies and gentlemen. This is y'all seen it. Play this back. Once we're in, y'all play it back. Y'all see it. None of the wardrobes look anything alike. The person that does the decorations, phenomenal. Whoever's doing her hair, nails, the clothing, phenomenal.
Thank you.
And of course, they have to do it for someone phenomenal like you. And I'm not saying that just to be, throwing it out there. Listen to the music, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not playing. Listen to the music. Listen to the music.
Thank you.
Listen to the music, ladies and gentlemen.
And let me just tell you this. You're talking about the set design. That's my friend's actual house. So I just asked her, could I film in her house? And that is her house. That's her every day. That's her how her house looks. Yeah.
We can. I don't have to shout her name out, but friend, if your information is on Facebook, could you please DM Urban Voice Media or LB? We'll fly you down from Detroit to North Carolina to do some home interior decorating, if you don't mind, friend.
No, she helped me with my house too. She has a really good eye for things, and she's also the person that helps me pick out wardrobe as well. She has it. She has that gift. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find Beth on Instagram once again at Beth Always Sings. Also on Facebook, TikTok, and on X, she's at Beth Always Sings. I'm gonna leave that on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, so you can write it down. Please go there and give her some views, give her some clicks, give her some love, and give her feedback. I actually did that. It was something you had posted on, I want to say Facebook or Instagram, and I can't remember what it was, but anyway, and I told you this song is life soothing. That's what I said. I said this song here is life soothing, and thank you for giving this to the universe. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't remember where it was that I seen that, but I went and posted it on one of your things. And ladies and gentlemen, those simple things right there.
I'm gonna go back and look.
Those are the simple things right there that makes the difference. And these artists, the people, they're watching, they're looking, and you never know how that would make a person's day, just feel by you giving a good word like that. Speaking of good words, you wrote a book called I Am Beautiful Inside and Out, based on anti-bullying. What gave you the inspiration to sit down and want to write that book?
Well, I was bullied as a kid, and that was something that I had to deal with. And I dealt with extreme insecurity and stage fright before I really started coming out as being a solo artist. And it stemmed from me being bullied and being teased as a kid. And then it starts there, and then it just develops into all these insecurities and things that we deal with as an adult. So I was approached by a book company, and we came up with the concept of what I wanted to write about. And I wanted it to be something that would reach small children when they're starting to develop their social skills, and when they're starting to develop working with groups and with other kids, in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Those are when those social skills really start to develop. And so we wanted to do something so the kids could have something to relate to. All kids have been bullied or picked on or wanted to play in a game and they didn't get picked and they felt a certain kind of way. And we decided to do the book colorful and with insects because that resonates well with little kids. So I'm really proud of that book, and it's been picked up by the Motor City Lyric Opera, which is in Detroit, which is an organization that goes around to inner city schools and they present an opera from children's books. And Mary Callahan Lynch is the director of this organization. We happened to meet because we're both judging a singing competition. And we happened to start talking. I got her my book and she told me she was going to adapt it to a play/opera. And a year and a half later, we have it. And it's going on tour in October around the Metro Detroit area to different schools to talk to the kids. And I'll be making some appearances with them. So I'm so proud of the book. That was never what I intended or expected. I just wanted to put something out to help the babies know how to get along with each other, so it's just turned into this thing, and I'm humbled and grateful for it.
That's awesome. With you doing it, we need more people doing things of that nature, reaching out, because like you said, just looking at you, looking at where you are today, no one would have never known that you were bullied once, and it gave you a fright to wanting to speak out and be who you truly are. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
And now you did get a chance to go. When was the first show done of the opera?
It was done just this past Sunday, May 4th. And they did the first, so I saw like one or two scenes of it in December when they were starting to present it to the board of directors. And so I saw a little bit of it in December, had no idea what I was walking into, and I cried the whole time because, for one, I'm seeing my life story on the stage being played out in front of me. And I just didn't understand the magnitude of when she was trying to explain to me what this was. It didn't click until I actually saw it. So then I saw the entire production this past Sunday, and to just see the costumes and to see the characters and to hear them singing in those beautiful operatic voices and telling the story, and getting the feedback from the kids in the audience, because there were kids in the audience and it was a packed house. Thank God it was no more seats. And the kids saying that they enjoyed it and how they felt as if it was reminding them to be nice and be kind, and even reminding adults. We have to remember as adults to be kind, because sometimes we're a little mean. We can be a little bullyish, sometimes too. Right. And justify it by saying we grown, we can do what we want to do, but still it's not nice, So
exactly,
the message overall is just great, and it warms my heart that thousands of little kids are going to get a chance to get this message in the fall.
That's awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's a little small snippet of the opera itself. Y'all guys check it out. Oh man, that was great.
That's an opera. And if children and adults have never seen it, challenge yourself, do something different, go see the opera, and see something different, do something different. So I'm really proud of the book and the characters. I love them, and yeah, it's cool.
There's something else that earlier when I did the intro, I spoke in reference to you being in some movies, 4 feature films and commercials, but there's actually a movie that you sung a track in, and that was what was the name of that movie?
The name of the movie is called Black Ice: The Rhythm, and I have a song in the movie called You've Already Won, and so that's part of the movie soundtrack. I'm really proud of that because that's something that's always been on my wish list. Is not only do I want to star in a movie, I want to have part of the soundtrack. So we're checking off the soundtrack box first. But I'm thankful to the legend Gerald McBride in the city of Detroit for writing and producing this movie, selecting my song. to be in the movie. And this movie is about Black hockey players, inner city kids that start playing hockey. And one of the main characters comes from a lineage of Black hockey players. So it's a really good movie.
Oh, wow. Now, is it a true story?
I'm not sure if it's a true story or not. That
Okay.
I'm not for certain of, but I know that the movie was in movie theaters, select movie theaters, and now it is hitting Apple TV and I think something else. You may have that information. I can't recall it, but it's going on streaming services. And so I'm sure anybody watching, if they're interested in seeing it, you can Google Black Ice, the movie, and I'm sure it'll tell you where it is streaming. Where you can watch it because it's not in the theaters anymore. But it's a great movie.
I'm looking at it now. You can go to therhythmmovie.com,
Okay.
and it says they're going to release it May the 16th on Prime Video, Apple TV, and Google Play.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you, because I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we don't have rights to put their information on the screen. I wish we did, because it looked like it's going to be phenomenal. It looked like it's going to be real good.
So good.
And the trailer is great.
Inspirational for young people. It's another movie young people need to watch because, for one, the history of Black people in hockey will enlighten some kids and maybe spark an interest for them to go do a little more research. And then also it's a story of accomplishment and, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and being great and working with the potential that's in you. So it's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in America and across the world, please keep your eyes and ears open for tour dates of Beth. I was getting ready to say Kim because I got him stuck in the back of my. Kim is one of my overall number top. I'm gonna say number one, but
he's up there real high.
He's one of my top 5.
Okay.
Male artists of all time.
Okay.
If that says anything to ladies and gentlemen.
That's
you to be touring with him. Oh my gosh.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
For you to be touring with Kim.
Oh yeah. No, he's a cool guy. I've worked with him many years. I've enjoyed working with him. One of the things I think I've enjoyed the most is watching where he was in his career when I started working with him to where he is now, and to see his career having grown by leaps and bounds over these years. And I think that's very inspirational. It is a true testament of hard work because he hasn't stopped working and his crowds have gotten bigger. He's selling out more and more shows. And I'm grateful to be privy to see this. It's been amazing.
And by you saying that, as you've seen, Kim being out there for a while, he doesn't like he's aged much.
Well, Black don't crack.
Well, it don't. But I'm gonna tell you, he looks like the same age as he was when he first came into this industry. But I'm gonna say this about you, Beth. I saw that video you put up on Facebook, you working out.
Which one was that? Me working out or me dancing?
It might have been dancing.
I'm having the time of my life.
You look like you were having the guy that you were doing the choreography with. He got so tickled and chuckled, he just walked off the camera. He walked away from the camera. He said, "I'm gonna have it."
The whole time he's teaching me the routine. I'm like, when do I get to do this? When do I get to do? He's like, there's more to dancing than trying to twerk. I'm like, no, I want to twerk. So we just had fun. Shout out to Dave Sumlin, who's my performance coach and my choreographer, and I absolutely love working with him. He is he's a great choreographer. He's a great performance coach, and every artist needs one. And so we have a good time while just dancing and expanding what I do on the stage. So yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please go to Beth Always Sings, BetAlwaysSings.com.
Yeah.
Support Beth in all ways possible. And if you can grab a copy of that book and just share it, if you don't have children at home, buy it and go give it to a kid. There's a lot of parks nowadays, Beth, that have like little book boxes. When you're out walking on the track and you just put a book in there, ladies and gentlemen, buy that book and put it in the book box. You never know. You never know. Beth, is there anything you'd like to tell the audience and potential new fans?
So for all fans, new and old, thank you all for watching today. Thank you. Those that have been supporting already, thank you. Those that are going to be supporting, I thank you. I hope to see you in a city very soon across the world. So I'm really excited to get out here this year.
That's awesome. Beth, anytime you're doing something, I'm sure Ron, we're gonna keep in contact now that he phone called me on Facebook. But anytime you're doing something new and you want to reach out to us, just buzz us up. If you're coming through Charlotte, North Carolina, South Carolina, the surrounding Carolinas,
okay,
we'll be more than willing to come down and enjoy the show. And yes. Even if you're coming solo, we would love to come and be a part of the crowd and listen to you live. Speaking of live, now I told Ron what I like to do when I do interviews, and luckily it's at the end. I like to ask the artist to give me something. Give me a tune, give me a note before ending, if you could. And I told him don't tell you. I told him don't tell her nothing. Don't tell her.
and as a good publicist does, he did tell me. And so
Ron, I'm killing you.
And I normally do not sing online because it's always cutting off and breaking up.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he relayed that to you as well, right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
We talked about it.
Okay, so I'll just sing a little bit. I'll sing the beginning of Free. Every day I look in the mirror looking back at me. I see a girl so full of life. She just wants to be happy. I'm time can heal, time can heal pain. That's it.
I can't wait to see you live myself. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Stay blessed. Stay happy. Keep that wonderful smile. And
thank you.
Until next time. Until next time. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. Thanks for having me on your show.
Talk to you later, Beth.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.